Laughs, bits, tangents. Matt and Mike, virginal fans, began watching One Piece and everything the show had to offer, and their nonsense ideas drove them to create their podcast.
Buggy the Clown is back. Fuck.
This is a One Piece podcast.
These words lured listeners to their grand show in what's now known as the Funpiecepodcast.
Yayo, 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 ho ho, set sail for Fun Piece. It's the name of the podcast with Matt and Mike. Yayo, yayo, set sail for Fun Piece.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Fun Piece podcast. And my name is Mike, and I'm stealing Matt's bit.
You stole my bit. It's me. I'm also here. I'm Matt, and this is a One Piece podcast.
And we're joined, as always, by the person who will never introduce themselves because they are too good for it. It's the historian.
I think you can probably hear my very loud typing.
Your keyboard.
Your keyboard is quite loud.
It sounds like a Gatling gun. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get VTube Studio to download, you guys.
Gotta get VTube Studio. Hey, everyone. This is a One Piece podcast. Mike and I are watching One Piece for the very first time. And it's the anime, specifically. We're watching it. We're not watching the manga.
We can't read unless there's subtitles.
I have a really hard time reading manga backwards. Sorry, not manga backwards. Or kind of. I just have a hard time reading manga.
Agnam?
I'm used to other comic books, not regular comic books. I'm used to other comic books where
You're
you
used
read
to
left to
Western
right.
comics.
Yes, I'm used to left to right, top to bottom.
It's like when you switch from like an Xbox controller to a Switch controller, and the A and B buttons are flipped.
Yes.
Just fucked you up.
Yes, it is. Speaking of, you mentioned in the Discord, speaking of Switch, Mike, have you been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom, which has nothing to do with One Piece?
I have. I tried to build a house in that game today. Do you know that you get to build a house? My house got jettisoned off a cliff after I spent half an hour trying to make something halfway decent.
Oh no.
And I took a picture of Link in front of you get a frame in your house, right? That's one of the rooms. So I took a picture of Link in front of the frame.
Yeah.
And then the guy put it up, and then I took a picture of Link in front of that frame, and I just kept doing that until I got diminishing returns.
Oh my god. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I've been playing that game as well, and I haven't been doing anything remotely related to the plot, so that's fun. Speaking of things that aren't remotely related to the plot, we watched the Long Island arc, or the first part.
Oh, you almost got my episode 207 title. It's Long Island Land, Long Ring Island, Long Ring.
Hell yeah. Hey, I have something to say before we jump into this, because obviously we can't just immediately start recording or recapping what we've watched.
That would be heinous.
I've decided. I saw a movie this past weekend.
Is this the thing you were warning me about?
Maybe a little bit. I've decided.
Okay.
I saw a movie this past weekend. Some of you might know of it. It's
sorry, Mike.
It's entitled Fast X. And boy howdy, is it one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Good. In the one before this one, they went to the moon, right?
Yeah. They didn't go to the moon specifically.
Well, they went to space.
They went to outer space.
Did they go to? Well, you can't spoil it.
They sent a car to outer space. This one, I can't even put into words how
No, I can put into words.
All right,
so
you
Mike,
do it.
The first 15 minutes of this movie is Vin Diesel's character, Dominic Toretto, basically playing real life Rocket League, but instead of a ball, it's a bomb the size of his car as he is trying to stop it from hitting the Vatican.
Yeah. It's absolutely incredible.
What island in One Piece is this on?
Okay, this is now me transferring the Fast and Furious.
Did Dom eat the car fruit?
The drive fruit?
The
Quite
drive
possibly.
fruit? The family fruit.
The family fruit. Okay, but seriously, I truly believe that the Fast and Furious franchise, I have not gotten, we're nowhere near catching up to One Piece, but I truly feel like that the Fast and Furious franchise will and continues to mirror the ridiculousness of One Piece. I think it's a 1-to-1, truly.
Okay. Do you think these are like the two new like odysseys of our generation?
Absolutely.
The Fast
100%.
Series and One Piece?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. I feel like Luffy, Dom Toretto, boom. Zoro, fucking Brian, Paul Walker, boom. Like, it's just Letty, Nami, boom. Like, it's like 1-to-1. Fucking Usopp, Ludacris, boom.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, who's the guy who Ludacris plays?
Sanji, Tyrese, Roman Pierce, boom. Like, it's all there, baby.
Remember when Fast and Furious just started as them stealing DVD players, and One Piece started as them just being silly little pirates on a quest for the One Piece?
Yeah.
And now they're in space, and the cars have their superpowers.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, this also leads me to believe I saw a non-spoiler spoiler for like the current released anime episode.
Yeah.
Where basically the only spoilery thing I saw, it's a non-spoilery spoiler. It was basically like it's the highest rated One Piece episode ever.
Whoa.
And I'm like,
they got like, I saw things like they got Warner Brothers animators in on some of the new One Piece episodes.
Okay, so
right?
there's a lot of hold on. These are two separate things. So what Matt is talking about is, at least in the U.S., the episode we get simultaneous air. We get our episodes on Sunday, and it was a very big fight. This episode is what Matt is talking about. That it was a very well received, like very well watched and rated episode. Mike, what you are talking about is there is something else coming up in the coming, weeks and months of One Piece that the manga readers know is going to happen. And it has been revealed online that an animator who used to work for Warner Brothers, not Warner Brothers specifically, but an animator who has worked on Warner Brothers projects, got brought on as one of the key frame animators for something that everyone has been looking forward to.
Interesting. Does this have to do with, Matt, I don't know if you've seen this, and I don't know what it means.
Oh, no.
But I've seen pictures of a white Luffy. I've seen big no eyebrow Luffy, and I've seen white fluffy Luffy.
I have so going into spoiler territory, but like not spoiler territory, because I feel like it's so fucking
we can only speculate. I can't
even
even fucking fathom how he gets to that point, because motherfucker can't even skate.
I did, he can't even fucking skate. I did see white fluffy Luffy, and I saw it said something like Gear 5, and I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah,
but
you guys don't even know what
it's
of that is yet.
The Fast and Furious connection.
Exactly.
He's gonna meet Dom Toretto, and he's gonna
kick it into
drive.
fifth gear. He's gonna
Luffy's
drive
gonna have
into
to. He's gonna drive. He's gonna drive to fifth gear, and then he turns into a
car.
Cloud.
Just you fucking wait until they add Nos to the Mary.
Oh
Luffy,
man! Hell yeah.
After the time skip, is Luffy still a teen? Is he still in his teens?
I think he's 18 post time skip. Someone can correct me.
Would you say
so he's a turbo teen?
Would you say he's a turbo teen? Would you also say that he's 18, but would you say he looks 33?
I don't know what reference you're making, Matt.
I'm referencing the lead actor in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, who is 18 years old and looks like a 33-year-old man. Anyway, hey everyone. But yeah,
this has been One Piece related. So
well, yeah, kind of. But I will say, that's all I really saw spoilery about like the release of the new episode or whatever. Historian did say like in Japan, they've been like treating it like a fucking major sports event where like bars are like showing it and people are showing up in like droves to like watch
Man,
this
thing
episode
is, like,
of the anime.
so much bigger than I think I even
They're-
realized.
Yeah.
The current arc they're in, it's been like a really cool like run of couple episodes of combat. So like the major fights like Sanji versus someone, Zoro versus someone, they've been booking those as like boxing matches basically. Like they have 1v1 posters.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I'm so excited for so many reasons. We're not going to be able to watch it at the rate we're going for years. But
We're
like
gonna be so late to the hype train.
but at the same time, it's so like encouraging and exciting for me to be on this One Piece watching adventure that 20 years after, like literally the episodes we're watching are from like 20 fucking years ago, but episodes that are releasing 20 years from now are like even more hyped up by like people who love One Piece. So like I can only imagine how fucking good this fucking show gets.
Oda does not fucking miss. I mean, he does sometimes. There's some questionable things, but he doesn't fucking
Foxy.
I discovered-
Foxy has
I
a piece
discovered
of
that-
wood dick sticking out of his crotch, and I do
Foxy
not
is-
like it at
Listen,
all. It's fucking wood dick. I don't like it all. I'm sorry.
Foxy's entire fucking crew, that whole group, I want that sideshow. I fucking love these Looney Tunes motherfuckers so much. They're so good.
They're drawn like Looney Tunes too. They all look.
I know.
Like it's okay.
One of them has like who's the characters in South Park with the top heads that like come off?
The
Canadians?
fucking Earthworm Jim looking dude. The announcer.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
announcer?
yeah. He does look like Earthworm Jim. Yeah, his like heads coming. It's crazy. It's crazy. Historian, you said Oda eventually starts drawing women with the same like level of creativity eventually, right?
Hopefully, please.
Yes.
Please, like
I'm gonna try to ride the line of what people are gonna want to hear,
Okay.
but still give you accurate information. I'm gonna say yes and no. I'm gonna say
Okay.
that he does definitely expand with how some of the female characters are drawn. I will also say those characters either tend to be villains or side characters. You're
okay.
As far as the women brought into the main cast, I mean, you're looking at like, right now Robin is pretty much one of the distinctive women. She has a different nose. That's enough for us.
Jawline too. She's got a very
I saw,
pronounced jawline.
There
I
was
saw a piece of art of all the female, like a bunch of like primary female characters from One Piece, like jumping, and
yeah,
like the person on Twitter was like, "Man, Oda doesn't know how, like, can't really make unique female character designs," and everyone in the comments was just roasting this person. And it's just like, this poor person thinks they're crazy when all these psychopaths don't understand that these are all the same woman with different hair.
That was like a 2-page color spread for this this week's new chapter for manga came out this week, and that was the 2-page color spread that came with it. And yeah, no, it is like Oda does unfortunately have the same face function as an artist.
Yeah.
But only to a certain degree. I will say those characters end up being the ones that endgame are, part of the main cast and crew.
Mm.
So we end up seeing them more, but there are so many other great female characters not included in that who end up being the more visually interesting.
Right. And I don't think like that's a thing that artists fall into a lot. He obviously has an easier time like flexing things with male characters. Even Portia is like a little bit more distinct. She's got a different nose and stuff. But I mean, Akira Toriyama famously just draws the same guy with different hair repeatedly. I will not, as a Dragon Ball fan, it's like, oh, let's just take Trunks and then put Goku's hair on him.
I mean, I'm not going to, unfortunately, I am sitting staring at no less than 30 Gokus in the same room as me right now. And yeah, I can't even say, I call them all Gokus. I know there's at least 6 different men I'm looking at, but they're all Gokus to me.
I'm pretty sure those are all Goku, actually. So you're fine.
No, there's definitely some Vegetas and is it Bardock.
Well, that's his
and-
dad. Okay, come on now.
Well,
Yeah, he looks so different. He's
He's
got
so
a scar.
different looking.
But no,
And then there's Turles, who looks exactly like Goku, but isn't related to Goku in any way.
Oda draws very much the same women, but he is capable of drawing more. Like, for instance, you guys are going to be coming into Water 7 soon, and off the bat, there are 2 different female characters who I can think of that, Mike, you're just going to be like absolutely fucking enamored with them because they're so stupid looking.
He's proven that he can do it. He can, like, I really like his dumb designs so much. Like, I really appreciate that one of his, like, at the very least, Sanji has the goofiest little fucking curly Q eyebrows, which is not a thing you would do for a guy who's supposed to be cool. What was I gonna say?
I don't know if
Matt,
Sanji's supposed to be cool.
Sometimes.
What were you gonna say?
I had a weird moment during these episodes specifically where I was like, I think I like Sanji more than Zoro now. And I don't know why.
I disagree.
But we'll get into it.
I disagree.
Matt, you didn't watch Dragon Ball Z growing up, right?
I didn't watch it like in like order. I just like consumed random episodes,
like VHS and stuff.
Yeah, or just like whatever was on fucking TV when I was watching.
Did you have the experience of like you watching it and somebody walking in and like Vegeta would be on screen and somebody would be like, "Oh, is that Goku?" And you'd be like, "No," and then you'd have to explain to them everything, and they'd be like, "Oh," and then like somebody else would come on, like Gohan would walk in and was like, "Is that Goku?" It's like, "No, they're totally different."
Yeah, I have a very vivid memory of like I was at my grandparents' house in New York for a week with my mom, and they had Cartoon Network at their house, even though like we didn't at the time here at home. So I remember I spent most of like 3 days straight just like the Dragon Ball was just on. Dragon Ball Z was just on for like no other show was playing on Cartoon Network that week. So I watched like the entire fucking Cell saga, and like and then like, you know, a lot happens in that. Like there's Gohan's there, then Goten shows up and whatever. And my parents kept being like, who the fuck is that? And I would just be like, oh.
I tried to watch Dragon Ball Z at my Christian friend's house growing up, and the second a buff shirtless man started screaming, his mother was like, "No, absolutely not."
Cowards.
This is too scary.
Cowards.
Anyway, this is a One Piece podcast.
Hey, it's a One Piece podcast.
And you know what we're starting off with today? We're starting off with episode 207. Long Island, long ring, land, long island, ring, island, long, ring, long. The background MVP is the snow leopard.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, the snow leopard.
Snow leopard. Yes, all them animals. Hey, we get a new opening too for this one.
Yeah, we get a classic anime opening that just reveals way too much information. Yeah. I know that Luffy's going to fight an Iceman.
We know that Usopp and Luffy are going to fight at some point.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
Well, they really set up, because you have this for like the next couple chunks of filler you got through and Water 7.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Here's so much information.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? And all of a sudden, Usopp and Luffy are like fighting.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is going on? Why are they fighting?
Like, that could be a moment, that could be nothing. There's also like little bits that like have already happened in the couple episodes that get played up like they're more important than they are. So I'm like, I don't know. Fucking Usopp looked fucked up because he keeps getting forced to use the impact dial.
Yep. Also, honk, honk, honk. It's been 73 episodes since the last Buggy sighting.
Buggy watch.
Oh, God.
Buggy watch.
This is the first intro that's been in Japanese too, right? And we don't get English intros anymore.
I don't
remember.
I feel like
I'm pretty
Bon
sure
Voyage had Japanese in there. They
no,
said
I
Bon
think
Voyage.
Bon Voyage. I think Bon Voyage was English.
Yeah, we
Take your sail into and we'll sail across the ocean.
Well, this one is
Look at these guys.
Oh God. How did this one go again? It goes
I don't know. It's in Japanese. I can't read Japanese.
Oh, that was a good intro.
I do really like that. Most of these intros are all like Love Cruise, Love Boat
Yeah.
style. Like, we're going on a love adventure. We're having so much fun.
We're not having any fun with this, actually.
So at the start of this episode, they're still flying.
Yep.
While Usopp and Chopper are just dangling off the side of the ship with Usopp's little octo shoes, and they're fixing up that hole, which is good. But they start to run out of dial fuel for the fire. I think Luffy like holds a lighter up to try to keep
he
it
just pulls
going.
out a lighter just to try to get it going, and it's not working. So Usopp and Chopper come like running up the side of the ship to get back on. And then the octopus runs out and they fall back in the ocean. And then everyone's like super nice to the octopus.
Yeah. Chopper just like was like, "Oh, I'll take care of you, little guy." And Luffy's like, "Thank you so much." Like, compared to the last octopus they met that was on screen for a second, it cut to somebody else, cut back, and Luffy was already eating it in like takoyaki form or whatever.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. So they throw him into the ocean, into the sea.
Yeah. And then sea monkeys show up.
Giant sea monkeys show up, and a giant wave comes and flies them away.
And then we cut over to everybody's favorite, Bellamy and Sarkis, who are fighting.
Yeah. They're being forced to fight by...
Yeah, they're being controlled by... I couldn't remember his full name, so I wrote Montgomery Doflamingo. And then somebody said Don Quixote, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
Montgomery Doflamingo."
No, it's Montgomery. You got it. You got it on the first one.
Monty Doflamingo.
I was so rip shit. I actually made a audible noise.
Oh no!
When that motherfucker walked normally, I was so banking on the fact that Doflamingo is gonna be the scary, really intimidating big villain, but he walked like he shit himself all the time.
Yeah. No, he walks normal. Son of a bitch.
God, it's so disappointing.
It's
so disappointing.
I'm really sorry.
But
he
what
says,
happens here?
He says a new era of like piracy is coming, and then he makes Sarkis kill Bellamy.
Yeah, there's some weird like Nazi foreshadowing going on. Did you spot Hitler later on?
No. When was that?
I spotted Hitler.
Is that
There's
part of Foxy's crew?
Yeah, Foxy.
He takes anyone
Foxy
he can get.
Foxy took on Nazi Germany and took their captain.
Foxy literally... Sorry, we haven't gotten to Foxy yet. I swear, Foxy probably just takes any and all crew he possibly can.
Listen, they're happy. They're a happy bunch.
Are they though? I don't
they
know.
Seem like it.
Whatever. We'll talk about it a bit. There was a lot, like way more than was necessary, like inner monologue of all of his crew members, and like
none of them wanted to go with the Straw Hats.
A couple of them were like, "Oh, they better choose me. They like I'm the right choice." Whatever.
Oh, yeah, but they didn't want to go.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll get into it.
Anyway, we cut back to Straw Hats. Usopp spots a naked ship, he calls it.
I think it's important that Bellamy was talking like he works for Doflamingo.
Yes.
Which seems interesting. Yeah, there's a frog boat and another monkey wave.
Yep. Naked ship dies. Then Nami's wearing a shirt that says gold, which I thought was great. And they get to an empty island. It's just an island, which we saw in one of our previous games that we played.
Oh, you can't let her get away with this. Robin just being the worst lookout ever. I love that Robin consistently will notice something really important and not tell anybody, but she will be like, "Oh, what a mysterious boat going through the fog over there. It's probably nothing."
Yeah.
Or not even that. She's like, "That's probably important," and then just silence.
Just nothing. Yeah, whatever.
She's the human equivalent of somebody who like what I do. Like I think about a text I would send and then I don't send it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like,
she's 28. She's 28, Mike.
She's done with this.
She's
shit.
done
she
with
can't
this
be
shit.
bothered with these children.
Yeah, she cannot be bothered with these children. They get to the island. I wrote a note where I just said the bickering between the crew is just top notch these days. I just love the amount of bickering, whether it's Sanji and Zoro or Usopp and everyone.
Sanji and Zoro have some really good back and forth.
So
later
fucking
on.
good. They see a giant, weird-looking long bear that Luffy immediately jumps on top of.
Yeah.
Just no fear.
And then eats a long apple.
Yeah. And they
And
realize
a fucking long dog.
there's a long bear, a long deer, a long apple. There's long birds, and then the long dog. Everything on the island is long.
They ask the dog to do tricks.
Yeah.
And it's like they're like, was it sit up or whatever, and it just launches itself into the air, and it's just miles long.
Yeah, and then Usopp tries to limbo under it, and then Luffy makes him sit, and he just like crushes him. Usopp and Chopper are freaking out about how everything's long, and then Luffy sees some bamboo trees, and they move.
Luffy's just like a fucking cat where if anything hits him, he's like, that's my enemy.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, fuck,
I need
fuck
to
that.
destroy it. He gets like decked by these bamboo stalks, so he just knocks them down in one with one kick.
Yeah.
And then an old man falls from the sky.
It's a little old man.
Then we get I think now we get introduced to the Foxy pirates.
Well, we learned about, and I believe we hear about Shelly, the horse.
Oh yeah, the horse that's just a woman going nee. It's something really unsettling.
Yes. Basically Tanjit, who is this where we get? I'm pretty sure we have the.
Oh yeah, Tanjit. Yep.
Tanjit, the old man, was on bamboo stilts for like 10 years.
Taking notes is making me think I might be dyslexic.
That's okay. No, the Foxy Pirates appear like wanting a showdown, but then we also at the same, like, I feel like they're like in the distance and they're like, oh, we want to get a showdown with whoever the fuck that is. And then we get the backstory about Tanjit, where he was like, I love stilts, so he made stilts out of bamboo. But then he's like, but then I got stuck up there and the bamboo kept growing, so I was stuck up there for 10 years.
Yeah. And then it was everything on the island grew long because it was bored.
Yeah.
It needed more, everything needed more excitement, so everything decided to grow long. And then I think we see the snow leopard around here, and it's just got a wide head.
Yes, and they're like, why is that part of it long?
Yeah.
There's the platypus and the dachshund.
Yep.
But yeah, Shelly, Shelly
the horse.
I mean, Tanji just explains. Oh wait, that's in that next episode. But yeah, he sees this long horse. Anyway, and then there's
all the animals just all
the
animals just have their names, but the vowels are extended. And then what?
I was gonna say, the end of the episode, there's a creepy man in a bush with binoculars, and he spots Luffy.
And we get I feel like we got to Little Garden and we had some real strong, distinct laughs, and I don't think we've had super distinct laughs really since then. But Foxy's really he is going for it. There's a I wish the guy who voices Foxy voiced Mario in the new Mario movie.
I haven't seen the new Mario movie.
I haven't seen it either, but I like Foxy's voice a lot. I would listen
like
to an
Tommy
audiobook.
Wiseau.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like almost Italian.
He's just like a little bit off Italian.
God, what's the
straw hat, the Luffy?
He literally says in in like 2 episodes, I just to come up with an evil idea.
I just to come up.
I make an evil pizza.
All right, man. That's the end of the episode. Whatever.
Fucking, yeah, the episode
8. Nami, it's me, Sanji.
Wake up, Sleepy Jean. We got Davy back games. That's the monkeys reference.
I got it. I got it a lot.
Remember that time that Davy Jones was in SpongeBob?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think
You're good.
before One Piece
You're good.
ends,
You're good.
Luffy meets SpongeBob SquarePants?
No,
Because
that
those two
require
would
him
love
going-
each other.
But SpongeBob lives in the ocean. He can't live above water, and Luffy can't swim.
They would find a way.
Mm-hmm.
They would be best fucking friends, though.
SpongeBob kind of doesn't he have the ability to make multiple arms?
Yeah. There's that whole episode, the Hash Slingy Slasher, where he keeps eating.
All my SpongeBob references are from when these episodes of One Piece were airing.
Yeah, me too. The first 200 episodes of SpongeBob. Mwah, chef's kiss. We've
Is it
surpassed
safe to
them.
say you've watched more One Piece than SpongeBob now?
I have officially
Yeah.
watched more One Piece than SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes.
Wow.
I've watched more SpongeBob movies, though, than One Piece movies. I haven't watched any One Piece movies. So watch out.
I've watched the same amount of One Piece movies as I have SpongeBob movies, which is one.
You haven't seen the second one? I'm assuming
No.
you've seen the first SpongeBob movie because it's great.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, that's the one. I saw that one.
Sponge Out of Water is really good. I know a lot of people didn't want to see it. This is a One Piece podcast. I know a lot of people didn't want
It's the
to.
same thing.
I know a lot of people didn't want to see it.
the sponge fruit. Distinct laugh.
Yeah, I know. I know a lot.
The joy on Mike's face as he was halfway through that laugh and realized that he could make yet another One Piece reference.
And then
out of it.
Squidward's got the distinct like. Oh my god, Squidward would be the Zorro. Squidward would be the Zorro.
Yes, he absolutely would.
Yeah.
And Nami would be Mr. Krabs.
Sandy.
No, because they both love money.
That's so much funnier. So Sandy would be Robin.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my
They're
god.
both women of literature.
Then who the fuck is Frankie?
Probably what's his name?
It's
Larry the
fucking-
Lobster?
Yeah, it's fucking Larry.
Oh,
the
Larry the
Lobster.
Lobster.
I have no. I don't know anything about Frankie. They're just both big boys, as far as I can see.
They're both Johnny Bravo
Bug-
caricatures.
Yeah. Buggy the Clown is Plankton.
Probably. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
I don't fucking. We didn't get past the name of the.
Oh, second
title of the
SpongeBob
episode.
movie is great. You should see it. I know a lot of people didn't want to see it because it was like advertised as like a 3D version of SpongeBob. Like but like
Is this the
most
one where they're like superheroes?
yes, but most of the movies in 2D, they like it switches to 3D when they like leave the ocean, and then they
weird.
get superpowers and stuff. It's great. It's a good time.
All right.
10 out of
Well,
10.
that'll be our next. If we have a Patreon, first thing we do, watch SpongeBob, the second movie. Comment on it.
It's unrelated to One Piece.
Background MVP for this episode is Cotton Candy.
Ooh,
You can't tell me this crew isn't happy when they just are so able to put up an entire fucking. They're all a bunch of carnies.
I'm not saying they're not happy. They're like, it's just like there's so many of them. There's just so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's fine. Whatever.
He's he's one of those good cult leaders.
He's one of those good cult leaders. Tanjit.
Tanjit. I wrote his name different every time I wrote
Yeah,
it.
same.
I think it's Tanjit.
Yeah,
though.
Tanjit is what I had. Tanjit.
Or Tangent?
I think it's Tanjit.
Tanjit?
I don't know.
Okay.
The old man invites them for food to his house.
He's like, have some milk.
And then his village is gone, and then he
we should talk about this dude is like 3 feet tall and has the scariest dead stare
yes,
and just constantly open mouth.
yep.
He looks like a Wallace and Gromit character kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just got a mouth over a beard that looks like you could take the mouth off and it would like Come on. He's really good though. I like him a lot.
Maybe for the 10 years he was on stilts, he had to only eat. He couldn't use his hands probably because he was holding stilts. So he was probably just mouth open walking into things like, aha.
Oh, he does say that he lived off of apples because the trees were so tall.
Yeah. He goes into like, he offers them milk, but it's like congealed into cheese over 10 years and it's gross.
He still eats it.
Yeah, he still eats it. He goes into like this whole thing where like the long land island is basically like 10 or 12 different islands that are connected underwater slightly, but when the tide goes out, then they can like move from island to island.
Yeah, it's like depending on like the tide.
And it was like every 3 or 5 years or
every 3 years, I think. It would like the tide would go down enough that they could go to the next stop.
Yeah.
Or like once a year it would go down enough, but it was every 3 years they went because they would want to like keep their resources fresh.
Yeah, so his like village has moved on. They're like 3.5 islands away in the 10 years that he's been on stilts, so he's just chilling.
I wrote, so he explains all this, and we get like the it was almost like at this point, now that we're 200 episodes in, this felt like a caricature of everybody else's tragic backstory, where it was just like coming up with something ridiculous. He's like, I've been on stilts for 10 years. Like just this most ridiculous thing. He's like, I just miss my horse so much. Shelly, my horse. I love her so much.
Yep.
And then it was like his old like village, like the people in his village being like, Shelly, don't you want to come with us? He's been up there for 3 years. We can't wait any longer. And she's like, I'm like, refuses to go. A kid's crying. She's like, what about grandpa? And then they all leave. And then I was just like, I bet this horse dies. And then as I fucking wrote this, gunshot.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It was
Luffy's basically just like, that horse over there, and then Tanjit's like, Shelly, and then he's like riding Shelly around, and then gunshot, and then Shelly's on the ground, Tanjit gets flown into the air.
It was just a net. It was just
a net. Thank goodness it was just a net. But they captured Shelly. So then immediately Luffy's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. And then we see fucking Count Chocula.
Yeah, he looks exactly like Count Chocula.
Yep.
I posted on our Discord. He looks exactly like Count Chocula. It's really fucking weird. He's got 2 spike like split hair, like long, comically long nose. He looks like he's like he's almost based off the Pinocchio like fox dude. Like he's obviously supposed to look fox-like, but he looks almost specifically like this dude who like, I don't know if he's inspired by that character who's just, his whole thing is duping children.
Yeah.
But that's what this guy's doing.
Silver Fox, Foxy.
Yeah. Portia is with him, and Hamburg.
Yes.
Portia is a sexy juggalo. Is kind of the vibe she's got going on. She's got clown vibes.
Yeah, she's got
like a
vibes.
tall hat. And then Hamburg is a big, like, lost Donkey Kong character.
Yep. Member of the DK crew. And
Foxy challenges Luffy to a Davy back fight.
Yep. Which we don't know what a Davy back fight is, and the Straw Hats don't know what a Davy back fight is. But basically the 2 captains have to agree on the Davy back fight, and then from there it's basically a way for 2 pirate crews to compete in some games against one another, and whoever wins gets to take a crew member or the opposing pirate crew's Jolly Roger.
Yes. Or like whatever they want.
Yeah.
Basically. It's a pog battle.
Yeah, it's basically a pog battle. It's basically pogs, yeah.
Davy Jones is canon.
Davy Jones is
Davy
canon.
Jones is a thing.
I'm sure we'll meet him at some point.
Maybe I'll be that SpongeBob crossover. Robin explains the whole thing to Chopper, how there's Davy Jones' locker and he collects all the things that fall into the ocean and all that. Some other stuff probably what was I gonna
I
had some here.
Basically the 2 captains have to agree to the Davy back fight. And then from there, it's like because Luffy was challenged, he gets to choose how many games that they partake in. And everyone's and Usopp and Nami are like one game, Luffy, just one. And he's like, oh, okay, well, 3 it is. And then you see Hamburger's next to Nami and Usopp both holding up 1, and he's holding up 1 as well.
Yeah, so he counts it as 3
Yeah.
because he's an idiot.
Fucking immediately, Foxy's crew has like set up the whole island as like fucking fairgrounds. There's cotton
He's
candy.
got a professional carny crew. It's kind of incredible.
He does. More games, more fun.
Yeah.
More games, more fun.
More games, more fun. Everybody's like immediately getting snacks and food. And
That's
the
about
last
it.
note I have for this episode is Davy Jones was cursed by the devil.
Yeah. That's basically it. And then it's like they got to get ready for the 3 games. That's all I had for notes really for this one.
We don't get into it for a couple of. We should probably keep moving, but
Hey, whatever.
I have a very specific gripe with how accepting Zoro of all people is of all this.
Yeah.
Zoro's the one, like, I expect Luffy to be totally on board. And I expect, like, Usopp to question and stuff. It's just weird to me that Zoro wouldn't be like, why don't we just kill these guys and leave? Because that's how he is with everything. But the Davy back games are so sacred.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's definitely like Zoro gets a little
maybe
toxic.
That's how they
end
it.
I mean, Zoro gets a little toxic masculine.
He gets super
when he's
toxic.
Like, be a man,
masculinity.
Chopper.
Which, like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I would, in his defense, I don't know. I feel like they very clearly are like, this is like Foxy's crew, and all of them are very clearly like, this is like pirate code. That like if someone is challenged to the Davy back games and then someone agrees, the other captain agrees to it, like this is how it fucking goes, dude. So like,
yeah,
I'm sure like at its core, like if it wasn't like pirate code or whatever, Zoro would have been like, cool, let's just kill these guys. But he was like, oh no, we're fucking pirates, so we're gonna play the fucking pirate games.
Yeah, it's just weird that because he didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
Sanji was the only one. Sanji and Robin were the only ones who knew. I don't know why Sanji knew.
Yeah, but like Sanji agrees to it too. It's not like Sanji's like,
yeah,
but
he knew what they were. I just think it's weird that Zoro's like all in on this thing he couldn't give a shit about. It's just weird. Maybe I'm just griping because I didn't like that he yelled at Chopper. I think that was a real bullshit. I think that was a real bullshit move.
I think I felt bad for Chopper for sure, but I do think it was shitty. I don't want to make excuses. He was drinking. He was drinking, so he can let it slide, right?
It's fine, Matt. Everyone's gonna like you. Everyone's gonna like you a lot. All the One Piece fans are gonna like you, and everybody's gonna be like, that fucking Mike guy. He likes Foxy. He thinks Foxy's a cool character.
No.
And he doesn't like Zoro, and he keeps dissecting Zoro's toxic masculinity.
No, I mean it is very toxic what he says for sure. I think people are gonna say Matt is a fucking dumb idiot. Why doesn't he like Foxy? Because I don't like Foxy at all. He scares the fuck out of me. I don't like his stupid fucking wooden dowel dick.
I would not hang out. I wouldn't hang out with like half of the Straw Hats, but I would hang out with all of Foxy's crew.
I would not. I absolutely would not.
Hey guys.
What?
I just want you to take a step back for a second. And look at it from, I'm going to put it in terms that Matt will understand. One Piece is also just wrestling, but for One Piece, Matt's the mark. He hates who you're supposed to hate.
Yeah, I'm just a stupid fucking mark. It's fine. I hate who you're supposed to hate, and I like who you're supposed to like.
This is why I don't worry. I mean, yeah, every time I watch wrestling, I'm just like, look at that guy, he's amazing. And then Matt's just like, he never wrestles and he always loses and nobody likes him. And I'm like, oh no. Oh man.
That's
That
to be
doesn't-
okay. To be fair, I can agree that Zorro is a dick. But to use a wrestling term that I have adopted and I enjoy is he's just one of my fucking guys. Okay, and I'm gonna defend him always. He could do shitty things.
That's a
And he's-
wrestling term.
It was a wrestling podcast I listened to. Anyway, he's just one of my fucking guys, okay? So, like, if he does
It's
something
fine. It's
shitty,
fine.
I'm still going to defend him. If he fucks up, I'm going to defend him. If he does something great, I'm going to cheerlead the fuck out of it. So, like,
you know
whatever.
what's going to be really fucked up is
What?
in like another 100 episodes where I'm like, Sanji might be my favorite Straw Hat.
Yeah. It's funny
Who
because
knows? Anything could happen.
It's funny because like 100 episodes ago, I was like, man, I fucking love Sanji so much. And now I'm kind of like, I don't really fucking care about Sanji that much. He's kind of I really don't like him at all in these series of episodes. I got really upset because Sanji just kept being a fucking dick. And then
In these
until
episodes?
until Nami was like, "Oh, can you do this for me?" And Sanji's like, "Oh, of course, Nami Swan." Like until that, he was kind of like, "Yeah, whatever." Like it was so annoying. It was so annoying.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know why he calls her Swan either. Maybe it's
I think it's because it's replacing like San, or it's like just replacing a thing in Japanese, right?
I was just gonna say maybe it's because that one time when fucking Bon Clay was Nami and he had swans on his shoulders. I'm gonna.
Do you
say
think
it's
that Sanji was like secretly really into that?
Oh, 100%. I think he was super into that.
Hey, podcast listeners.
Hey, motherfuckers.
If you have any Bon Clay Sanji fan art that you want to share, just toss it our way.
Please
I want to know. I'm
Put
not
it-
going to Google it myself.
put it in the Smut channel on our Discord. And if you haven't already, please join our Discord. It's in the description of the episode. We're having a good time over there.
Historian, what are like the fans, like the real fans takes on Sanji? Like, what is? Because like he is obsessive over women,
Yes.
but also like 100% lets them like take charge. He's not, but he's like also objectifying them. But he's
Yes.
also like
He can be all those things. He
it's a complicated man.
he's
Yep.
he's a very complicated man. I think there's certain things that will happen to his character later on that you're like, oh, this is great, but then unfortunately some of those things are immediately forgotten to make him the butt of a joke again. So it's really there's a specific arc I can think of that a lot of the like hardcore Sanji fans who will defend him to the end of the earth, they like purposely give themselves a coma for that arc. They just forget his behavior and his existence in that arc because it is embarrassing for him. But there are a lot of people who are ride or die for Sanji. The class I think he falls into, and this isn't a bad thing, it makes him a good, fun, interesting character. He is very much one of those people, like he's white knighting. He is like, I am feminist forward, I am all these things, but it's like you're doing it kind of for your own reasons. I will say he's a good character, and he was, taught to treat women with respect and to never, hit a woman or anything else. But there's also him just being, a fucking simp about it sometimes.
Maybe that's what I like. Maybe that I like that he's trying so hard to be cool. So like these episodes put him in the shittiest situations, which are very funny to me.
We wanna see
Him
this
trying
man
to
get
be the coolest
bullied.
guy ever, and it's like, Sanji, you're the ball.
Yeah.
And then like Sanji on the raft with Luffy.
Yeah.
Ugh, man.
At least it floats.
At least it's okay. Yeah, let's get into it.
Episode 209.
209 Nami. Things do not look good for the Straw Hats.
Oh.
Yeah, background MVP, Chirp Chirp, South Blue Super Sparrow. Fucking love a Chirp Chirp.
Chirp Chirp the South
Who-
Blue Super Sparrow.
Historian, I don't know if you know this off the top of your head. I want to know who voices the birds, because Chirp Chirp sounds exactly like Pierre. They have a bird person.
I will try to take a look. I found out today via TikTok. I spent a lot of time on TikTok today. I took a mental health day from work.
Hell yeah.
But Karoo and Sanji in the Japanese original dub are the same person.
Fuck yeah.
I
Let's
love that for
fucking
them.
go.
Hold on. Chirp, chirp. We have a Wikipedia page. Come on, guys. Don't let me down, Wikipedia. Okay, so his voice actor in English is Chris Kaysen. And Chris Kaysen... Ooh, Chris Kaysen does a lot.
Bring it on. Who is it?
I'm
We need-
checking...
We need to know.
Oh, okay. So Chirp Chirp is also Rice Rice. I don't know if you guys remember Rice
Fuck
Rice,
Rice
the traveling
Rice.
salesman.
I hate that
Oh,
guy.
yeah, rice.
I'm trying to think of other things.
Dedicated.
You might know him in. I don't think there's anyone else in One Piece you've met yet. He was Gluttony in Full Metal Alchemist.
Ooh, okay. Cool.
And he's also Mr. Popo in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Man, no matter what One Piece does, it didn't do Mr. Popo.
It's true. We did not do Mr. Popo.
He's also
Jesus
Shu in Dragon Ball, the little dog.
Oh,
Oh, I love Shu.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Oh man, she's great. I had a pack of Dragon Ball Z cards in my car, and I would make people pick a Dragon Ball Z card. I think I made you do that. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
And I drew a card, and the card that I drew was Mr. Popo.
Yep.
So I have a Mr. Popo trading card in my wallet. So if anybody ever finds my dead body on the side of the road, they're gonna check my wallet and be like,
Who the fuck?
"Oh, this guy deserved.
This guy
to die."
deserved to die. Yeah. Anyway, this is a One Piece podcast.
One Piece podcast.
We got three
They-
games. Three games.
And only and crew people can only play twice
Yes.
total.
So we got a race. We got a ball game, and we got a team contest.
Yep.
Hey.
And round one is the donut race. Everyone gets to participate.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Sidebar. for Matt.
Sidebar.
Or, well, I guess this is a question for both of you, and I know my answer preemptively.
Yes.
Who would you cast to play Foxy?
I have two options.
Okay.
One of them, so either I think Steve Carell would be really funny. I just they have similar-ish faces and also just like weird shit. But more importantly and more seriously, I think Tim Robinson, the comedian, as Foxy would be the best thing I've ever seen.
I see. I would have put Tim Robinson as Buggy.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this.
He would be such a good Buggy. I think I'd put Christoph Waltz, but also I just watched that Pinocchio on Netflix.
Oh,
And I also think
no.
it'd be very funny to use that guy for this role. Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun.
Maybe like a young Tim Curry.
Tim Curry would be really fun.
There's going to be a character later on in the series who is Tim Curry, so you can hold
We
that
get a
one.
Tim Curry?
Yeah.
Do you know the actor Tim Roth?
Tim Roth. I know Eli Roth. I would cast Eli Roth.
Tim Roth was he was in like a bunch of fucking
Oh yeah, I know this guy.
yeah.
He's yeah.
There's a series of movie it's called it's like a movie anthology sort of that all takes place in like a bunch of hotel rooms called Four Rooms. And each room it's all in the same hotel, and he's the bellhop, and like each room was directed by a different director. So like one of them is like Quentin Tarantino, another one's Robert Rodriguez. The Robert Rodriguez room, Tim Roth as the bellhop shows up, and like it's just like two kids who are just like not behaving at all, and they're just like torturing Tim Roth as a bellhop. And the kids like, it smells in here, spoilers, and they end up like pulling the mattress off of the hotel room bed, and there's a dead body hidden inside of the box spring.
Oh.
And Tim Roth comes into the room and sees it and like pukes on like and it's like the grossest but funniest puke I've ever seen on camera. And that's all
What
I
makes you want him to be Foxy.
that's all I can picture is that him puking and then Foxy's face.
Okay. That actually inspired me. My actual answer is Peter Stormare. Because I looked at Tim Roth and I'm like, oh, this is the guy who I see. And I'm like, is that Peter? That's not Peter Stormare. Historian, what's your answer?
Well, I also kind of technically have two. I can't think of the first guy's name. Matt, the one who always dances in movies.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. Thank you for understanding what I meant.
He does always dance in movies.
So first option I think is Sam Rockwell. Mike's confused as to how Matt understood that. And my actual answer is the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest physical game show host of all time. It's Jeff Probst.
Oh, it's Jeff Probst. That'd be so fucking funny.
Oh, that would be really good.
That'd be so fucking funny.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
We got a lot of casting choices. I can't wait for them to hire us to cast the rest of the live action One Piece show, which I'm sure will be flawless.
I mean, I feel a little bad because I've already obviously finished filming season 1, which is the East Blue, and you guys would have just been perfect for Johnny and Yasuko.
Big Bro Zoro.
Wait, which one's who?
I'll let you guys duke it out as to who's who.
I'd like to be Johnny.
Yeah, you can be Johnny. I think
Yasuko does.
Johnny's the one with the sunglasses, right?
I thought they both have sunglasses. Am I an idiot?
No, I think Yasuko has like a protective headgear.
Yeah. I tried to share. Never mind. It's fine. Anyway, we should start doing this episode. It's Wacky Racers, baby.
Nobody cares.
It's Wacky Racers. The first
Wacky Racers.
The first game.
I love Wacky Racers.
Yeah. The first game is everybody who's participating has to make their own floating vessel, ship made out of barrels. They all have the same ingredients.
Hold on, I'm going to distract us again. You pointed this out. Should I start just styling myself after Yasuko? Hear me out. Really long green hooded jacket.
And then
plaid shorts, black t-shirt.
Yeah, plaid
all
shorts.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this the new look? This might be my new style profile. All right, anyway. Donut races. What are we talking about?
They're doing the donut race, which is everyone has to make their own ship out of barrels, and
they get 3 barrels.
They get 3 barrels. They could bring their own barrels, or they have barrels that are provided. And we see so everyone starts making their things.
Usopp actually makes a boat.
Yep. And then Sanji's paired up with Luffy, and Luffy just fucking dismantles barrels, and he's like, this is gonna be great.
Sanji complains about it, but Sanji didn't help, so
yep. And then Zoro and Chopper are on their own boat as well, and they make their own ship.
My god, the fucking okay, so there's 100 Foxy pirates competing. God, what is it? It's like the tiger something, the Raging Tiger.
What, the names of the ships?
Yeah.
So there's.
Am I jumping ahead?
I only got 3 of the names. There's Porch's boat is named the Cutie Wagon. Usopp, Nami, and Robin's boat is named the Barrel Tiger. And then Luffy and Sanji's boat is named At Least It Floats.
That one's good. The funniest one to me is the one that Zoro clearly named, that Chopper clearly put together, which is just basically barrels.
Yeah.
It's just a barrel ship that Chopper's just in human form running backwards on, and Zoro's there.
Yeah, it's great.
And they get the booby prize.
Yeah.
Luffy gets the booby prize, and he just goes, booby prize. What's a booby prize?
And then on Foxy's crew, this enormous ship rolls up, and it's just 3 giant barrels.
Yeah. It's important to note that Porch's ship has a shark and a fishman on the team.
Yes.
So they're just the shark's just going to pull it. There's a billion other boats.
Yeah.
There's a harem boat and a restaurant boat.
Yeah. I wrote the hospitality boat.
Hospitality boats.
And yeah, so the race starts, and then immediately all the ships like start moving. All the Foxy pirate ships move out of the way, like not starting to go straight. And then Nami's like, "What's going on?" And then the front like giant barrel of the giant barrel ship opens up, and like hundreds of barrels come float in water, come scooching out, and surrounding the Straw Hats. And then one of them explodes. One of the barrels that came out explodes.
Takes a chunk of the barrel tiger off.
Yes.
Because they had like a little sidecar that Robin was in.
Yeah. So then they're like, oh no, don't touch the barrel mines. So then Zoro ends up doing a swishy swoosh. And he launches all of the blow barrel mines back at the big barrel.
Which makes a big old wave from the explosion and launches all the Straw Hats forward to catch up with Portia.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Luffy and Sanji are immediately seduced by food and women.
Yep.
And then Zoro and Chopper are just also there. Zoro is like put down 12 beers, I think.
Yeah.
In about 2 seconds. This 19-year-old.
Yeah, sounds about right. That's completely.
I can't wait for the next time skip where Zoro gets on the ship. He's like, "Oh, guys, I've got liver cancer.
Yeah.
Gum bummer, right?"
Oh no!
Barrel bomb. There's barrel bombs. The Fishman is Capote, I think his name was.
I couldn't be here to learn names.
He attacks Usopp's boat, but Robin fucks him up real good.
Yep.
Zoro destroys. Nami yells at them to get away from like the women and food and stuff, and they listen because Sanji. Zoro destroys a Foxy boat, but it also destroys his boat, the basically barrels.
Yep.
And then off screen there was a boat called the Crab Crane.
Yes.
It was a fan favorite crab crane. Everybody loves the crab crane.
Yep.
It's just destroyed.
It's destroyed as well. We cut back to the Usopp Robin Nami boat, and Robin is reading and also rowing.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, Sanji. I have something about them pulling them forward.
Sanji.
Luffy finds like one piece of wood, and then he twists his arms around to make a propeller out of his arms.
He gum screws, but then he gets tired.
Yeah. Gets too sleepy.
Yeah. And then they're all approaching the long coral reef, and then just beyond that, the long whirlpool.
Right in front of the long cape.
Yes. And then Silver Fox Foxy has an evil idea.
Back of Hamburg, who's running like a dog. And we didn't say it. Hamburg is great because like Foxy will say something, somebody will call him like split head because his hair is stupid.
Yeah.
And then Hamburg will just be laughing, being like, "It's true, he does suck." And then Portia's like, stop it. But I mean, 100% Hamburg is just Muttley.
Yeah.
Right? Like where somebody makes fun of Dick Dastardly is like, "Oh, sassafras," or whatever, and then Muttley's just like,
yeah. Foxy just looks 100% like fucking Dick Dastardly. That's all he is.
Yeah.
That's all he is.
Did you see Scoob? Did you see that movie called Scoob?
Yeah, it was fucking great. Scoob is awesome.
Did you
I did not expect the emotional adventure I would go on when I saw Scoob.
I didn't expect it to be a Hanna-Barbera like movie, not a Scooby-Doo movie, because it like fucking Dick Dastardly reveal, and you're just like, what?
Yeah. Fucking Shaggy.
Oh, fucking go watch Scoob.
Scoob's a good movie.
Not Velma.
Yep. That's the end of the episode.
This is we got the line. I just to come up with an evil idea.
Come with an evil idea.
I need to make that my text noise. I love his voice so much.
Stupid.
It's so.
I hate it so much. Stupid.
If I could get like an ASMR channel of Foxy.
I'm sure there's a soundboard. Silver Fox Foxy soundboard. I'm sure you can find one.
There fucking better be. Just to come up with an evil idea. Oh man. Episode.
I do a thing.
This episode title is called Robin Says Fur Fetish.
Say that again.
In this, the episode title is Robin Says Fur Fetish. Background MVP is sword licking guy.
Hell yeah.
There's a dude who's just going to town on like a scimitar or something.
Yeah. I just sent you something in Discord, Mike. You might be excited about it.
Oh my god, is it? Did you notice that Foxy has abs? That's
I
the
did.
most upsetting thing
I
about
noticed
him.
like at the end of the last episode we watched, and I was like, "What the fuck? He has fucking
Matt,
abs."
this isn't the same Foxy.
Oh, what is that?
That's the Five Nights at Freddy Foxy.
Oh,
That's why everything's labeled FNAF.
oh, whoops! Sorry, everyone. I got your hopes up with the Foxy soundboard. Anyway,
I was
episode.
like, why is it Death Scream in that
Wait, no,
closet?
this is it. Is this? Can you let me know if you guys can hear this?
It's me, Foxy.
That's from Austin Powers Gold
Foxy
member.
Cleopatra. What's happening?
I don't know. These are all different Foxy related things.
Is there a Foxy pirate in there? I mean, there's got to be, right?
Foxy pirate song?
Yo ho diddly dee. I think that's definitely not it.
I don't. Can you hear that? What is?
Yeah.
I've heard this before. What is this
Oh,
from?
pirate.
Is this from SpongeBob?
No, that is from
Is that from One
Lazy
Piece?
Town.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's from Lazy Town.
Oh, is that the
Furiously typing.
Yeah, it's from Lazy Town.
the pink girl?
Yes, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, this is probably it.
Anyway, episode that do it then. The cutie wagons.
Like, why doesn't the NFL? That's what the song I'm putting at the end of this episode. I can't get it to stop playing.
I was gonna say you should put the song Danza Kuduro because it's the Fast and Furious song.
Whatever you want, Matt. I'll do this.
No,
one's
you don't
yours.
have to. You don't have to. It's okay.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
No, it's fine. No,
Cutie, we're basically Fast and Furious with this race right now. Cutie wagon.
There, Nami's got. There's a bunch of reefs, and Nami's like, not yet. And then the reefs are spinning. There's weird currents, and she's like, we gotta wait. We gotta wait because Portia goes in, comes right back out. Nami goes in. There's smoke as a big Foxy smoke bomb hits a reef, but they just go right through because they don't need to paddle because the currents just take them through.
This
You want me to slow down?
no, you're fine. This fucking
Okay.
smoke bomb that fucking Foxy launches at the Straw Hats when they're entering this coral reef. Immediately, we get a close-up shot of Foxy with a fucking wood stick just pointed right out of his dick.
Isn't it?
And
I
he's
assumed
like,
it was a gun.
And it's just like, look at his penis, and I don't like it at all. I don't like the piece of wood. I don't like whatever it is sticking out of his pants. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
What is that? Is that
I
a
don't.
knife?
I don't know what it is.
I think
That's
it's a
what
knife.
I'm saying. I don't know
think
what
it's
it
like
is.
I think it's like a Japanese knife.
Why would you shove it
It's
right
not-
there, though? That's the most. That's
Matt,
the most
it's
dangerous
not-
area to shove that.
It's not. It's not a loaded knife. Don't worry. It's
But it's a
And it's
knife.
it's not touching peen. He's got like Under Armour shorts and then swim trunks and then the knife, then overalls. It's not touching peen. It's not that bad. He's got it for defensive measures. He's not even.
He could have worn it on
It's
his side. on his
You're
hip.
mad. You're mad not because Foxy is like a creep, but because Foxy is such a sexual being. You feel intimidated.
I'm mad because I see that and I need to cope with my own feelings about how attracted I am to Silver Fox Foxy
It's.
in his pointy
Do we see
nose
him
and
in the
his,
time-
and his
do we
curved
see him-
hair.
Do we see him post time skip where he's an actual silver fox?
Does he get hot? Does Foxy get hot?
I'm trying to think if we see Foxy post time skip, and not that I can remember.
Hey everyone, if you can let us know in a transponder snail at funpiecepodcast@gmail.com or in the Discord if Foxy gets hot and share us evidence of Foxy getting hot, I will Venmo you 69 cents. I'll do it.
They're just gonna send you a picture of Foxy as he is.
Yeah.
You're like, didn't need to, nothing happened. There you go.
They use the currents to get themselves through the reefs. Then they force Usopp to use a impact dial, which launches them over the cape.
Yep.
They grab on to
Sanji and Luffy.
Sanji and Luffy's boat, but it just gets destroyed because of the like momentum, and then they land on the cape.
Yep. And then the most important transformation happens on the cutie wagon. Portia's comrade, the fishman, he puts himself Capote. He puts himself inside of the mouth of the shark that's pulling their boat.
Fuse. He's like, we're doing a fishman fusion. And he just goes into the shark.
He just lowers his lower half of his body inside the shark's mouth, and he's like, 2 fish engine.
Man, I love that Alabasta happened,
and it was so serious, and now there's this.
And Skypiea happened, and I'm just like, what shitty villains, what fucking bottom of the barrel loser motherfuckers. And then we're saved by Foxy. So far, and I'm not joking, the best One Piece villain.
I still disagree. I think Buggy's the best
the
villain.
Stakes are not what?
I said Buggy's still the best villain.
Oh, I don't count Buggy. Buggy's a friend. He's a family friend.
Going from like the high stakes emotional adventure of Arlong Park with his fishman ordeal, and now we have this fishman lowering himself inside of a shark's mouth and to make them float faster.
Foxy's already done more actual damage than Eneru ever could have hoped to. And it may be all emotional, but like he's just
still damaged.
He's like at least got like a thing. He's like, I'm just a pirate and I play pirate games and I collect pirates. It's my thing.
I'm just a pirate and I'll do the pirate
I'm
games.
just a pirate. No,
just a silly pirate. Don't worry about me.
Play the pirate games.
I'm just a silly man.
I got the evil idea. I'm so
hypothetical
sinister. He's so.
Yes.
Would you cast Matt Berry as Foxy?
No. I kind of
We'd
want
have to save him.
I think it would be really funny solely based on like the fun voice he does. I think Pedro Pascal as Foxy would be hilarious because he does that fun voice where he's like, oh, stop, no, don't do that, oh, and he just does that voice, but he's like, oh, I'm a Foxy pirate, come on, be a part of my crew. Please just be a part of my crew, it's so much fun. It's me, Pedro Pascal. Join my crew. Come on, we're so Foxy together. We'll play pirate games.
Oh my god. Jack Black might pull off a really good Foxy.
He'd just be like, "Yeah, be in my crew." He would be doing a fun voice too, though. He'd be like, "I don't know. I'm not even gonna try." Let's just be.
I think Matt Berry. I'd make Matt Berry. Oh, who the fuck would Matt Berry be?
Matt Berry.
That we've met so far.
Blackbeard.
This pie is disgusting. I can't do a good Matt Berry. That's fine. We'll edit that out. I'll just bleep that whole section.
Yeah. Anyway, the Straw Hats keep going, and the fucking Foxy keeps putting up bad signs. He puts like a fake.
Oh my god!
Fake
it's like a turn
sign.
right.
Yeah,
and Nami just punches it, and then there's a fake finish line, and Nami punches it.
Yep.
Except Portia and Capote fall for it completely.
Yep. Nami tells Usopp to shoot down some bamboo to slow down the cutie wagon, but then Foxy uses his devil fruit power.
The slow beam.
The slow beam to slow down Nami, Robin, and Usopp. And then the cutie wagon overtakes them and wins the race.
He really doesn't use the slow power much.
Maybe it just tires him out.
Maybe he's just like not that into cheating. He wants to like cheat in creative ways, and it's kind of boring to just use his power.
I don't know. The rest of his crew fucking cheats a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot.
But like, no, that's what I mean. He's not against cheating. He's the most honest character in the show with how honest he is about how much he likes to cheat. He's like, no, I'm not fucking around, you guys. I'm going to break every single rule I can during this. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
But
it's so interesting. We'll talk about it later, but it's so interesting how like they are fully willing to cheat, and then if like the Straw Hats do anything, then everyone just like gets super fucking mad, and they're like, hey, you can't fucking do that. No, stop it. Hey.
It's like being like the new kid in a group of friends where like they're all playing and they're like pushing the limits. Then you say one thing and everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You don't understand the rules.
Anyway, Foxy chooses Chopper to leave the Straw Hats and join his crew, and Chopper gets really upset and sad and cries, and he's like, I don't want to do it, I won't do it. And they put a mask on him, and
a little hat on his hat.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, why was he must have like been choosing Chopper for some reason. And Robin's just like, maybe he just has I wouldn't just rule out a fur fetish.
Yeah.
And then fucking throwing that out there. Great.
And then Zorro lectures Chopper.
Intoxicated.
He drunk Zorro yells at Chopper and uses a little bit of toxic masculinity. Tells him to
gotta man
up and be a good sport about the games. And then Chopper sucks up his emotions and grimaces, and then he goes, attaboy.
It is the anime thing. Luffy seems like he is the age he would be, right?
Yeah.
Usopp even, I can maybe believe.
Yeah.
But most of these fuckers seem like they're in their mid-20s. It's like watching JoJo and you're like, look at this 17-year-old and he's like 6'5", knows perfect chemistry and is just jacked beyond all fucking like get out.
I mean, Zorro, I feel like
Zorro is not 19 years old. That motherfucker forgot his birthday and is like 37.
Yeah, he's like late 30s, early 40s. I mean, to be fair, I feel like also Zorro, we haven't gotten any backstory about Zorro. I don't know if we ever will, but like, I feel like Zorro just hasn't had a family at all in his entire life. So he's just like had to be his own parent.
Yeah. And he didn't understand how birthdays were. I used to work with different youths with different needs. And one of them was trying to figure out how old he was. And I was just like trying to explain to him, you subtract years, like what year were you born? Like were you like, we know how old you are.
Yeah.
He was like 14. Every time he counted on his fingers, he either went completely under or completely over. And like this kid had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like I'm not making fun of him. What I'm saying is that whatever this kid had going on, Zorro has going on. Somebody asked Zorro how old he is and he counts on his fingers and he's like, I think 19. He's like, well, when were you born? He's like, 30 years ago. But when I count, I think it's 19.
This is unrelated to One Piece. Do you know the fun multiplication trick you can do with your fingers?
With like the 9 times tables?
Yeah.
I know of it. I never learned that way.
Oh. Coward.
I always think of it like...
I mean, it's really easy. You just hold up your fingers and you're like 9 times 1, you take it away. Oh, it's 9. 9 times 2, you take away that one. It's 18. 9 times 3, you take away the third one. It's 27. Get it? It's really great.
This is really good for an audio medium.
It's really good for an audio medium.
Guys.
Everyone's going to be at home, or they're going to be driving their vehicles or riding on their bike, and they're going to be like, wait, what? And then they're going to look at their hands and they're going to be like putting down a finger, being like 9 times 3, and putting down their third finger and being like 27. Whoa.
The fucking that whole thing of Matt teaching me that is Usopp trying to explain anything to anybody.
Yeah. That's Usopp.
I don't know how you can't feel more like I feel so much for Usopp just being the only functional human on this crew.
I feel for him. It's not that I don't feel for him. I don't know. Maybe it's the whole thing where like I feel so much for him that I'm like I just need to ignore him because I feel so much like Usopp that I just need to pretend that I'm not.
I do like that they're fully establishing like we have this setup where like if there's anything that's not fighting, we can be pretty sure that Usopp is the one who's going to be able to handle it competently.
Yeah.
And everybody else except like Nami's gonna like come up with a plan.
Yeah.
Everybody else is gonna be like there. And then Robin will say nothing and then out of nowhere save the day.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Back to the episode. I wrote down the funniest fucking quote from Sanji I've ever fucking written down.
Okay.
When they hand Chopper over to the Foxy crew, Sanji under his breath just goes, "Oh, there's no way they're letting these guys take our emergency food supply."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?"
I think that's a callback because that's what he called Chopper when they were recruiting him.
Like,
he would always say like, "Oh, you're our emergency food supply."
Yeah, I was like, that motherfucker.
Do you think that's what he calls Chopper as like a fun pet name?
Probably. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like when they're running
calls
low.
him different like venison based meals.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, Chopper is supposed to partake in the next game, but obviously he's on the other crew now, but they're not allowed to replace him. So just Sanji and Zoro, the lovers, are going to be competing for the Straw Hats in this next game.
Yeah. I feel like this is truly like we got some of it before, but I feel like this is truly getting into like the thing that I assumed was going to happen like 100 episodes ago, which was the Sanji Zoro constant fighting.
Yeah.
They've just kind of coexisted next to each other with occasional insults, but like now we're getting into like full on
just
aggression
and fighting one another. Yeah. They walk out on the field and they have to play this game. I don't remember the name of the game. It's like the ring.
Groggy Ring?
Groggy Ring. That's what it is.
Groggy Ring. I want to play all of these games.
It would be fun. Yeah.
I want to do all of these.
We could do
I
it.
would have a lot of fun. I want to try to build a boat out of barrels and then drown.
Hey, everybody. If you want to play all these games with us, join the Discord and get all of your friends to listen to the podcast, and then we'll do something.
Groggy Ring's doable.
Groggy Ring's very doable. Also
you just put
dangerous.
a ball in somebody's head. Yeah. Obviously, but I'm here for it. You get a soft enough field and you just get one person on a team who's got a ball on their head, and like I say this summer we play Groggy Ball.
Okay. Yeah, basically Groggy Ring is like you're on a big open field. There's a ring on either end for each team.
Inner tubes.
Yeah, and one member of each team has a ball attached to their head, and you have to get the ball person, the ballman, if you will, into the ring. And that's how you score a point and win the game.
Yeah. So both sides have a goal. You're trying to get the other person's ball into their own goal, basically.
Sanji and Zoro versus Full Dash Hamburg, Pickles the Tackle Monster, and Big Pan the Wotan half fishman, half giant.
This is episode 211.
211.
AKA Sanji Ball is life.
Yep.
Background MVP, Shelly, who is watching the game.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, Hamburg, Pickles, and Big Pan.
Yep.
I wrote good names.
All good names. Pickles the Tackle Monster. That's the best thing I've ever fucking heard.
I'm glad that there's like 3 characters who take the D&D naming conventions that we usually.
Full Dash Hamburg. Like what the fuck?
Sanji is ball man. They're like, who's the ball? And Zoro just points to him.
Yeah.
He's not into it. And I wrote Foxy is devastated by insults. At some point, they just keep insulting him during this. And he says about like something about how he's like doesn't have to cheat because they're gonna cheat as much as they need to.
Oh, I don't have to cheat because I'm gonna cheat enough. I don't have to cheat.
I don't have to cheat.
I wrote at this point that I don't know if I said this already, but he's like he feels like the self-aware bad guy from a Rankin Bass animated Christmas special.
Yeah,
he just fucking like. Just like, oh, it's a me, Foxy.
Those toys, I don't like toys. I'm going to crush the toys.
Yes.
It's me, the Grump Gruggler.
Yeah, he's just like over the top. He's like kind of bumbling. He's winking at the camera, but also just like emotionally unstable.
Sanji doesn't want to be the ball. Nami compliments the ball hat, and then he's just fucking good to go.
Okay,
he's
Nami's
like, all right. He does the little the dance, or the like. He makes a heart with his hands, and it's like the love pose.
Yeah, I think that was a game that we got, an image game.
Somebody says like he looks like a prince, and then Zoro says, "Yeah, a real prince from the kingdom of lame asses."
Yeah. It's really good. And then he
again convincing me that A, he's a dad.
Yeah.
Like B, he's not 19.
Yeah.
Or maybe that sells the being 19. I don't know.
Sanji squares off with Big Pan, who's like this half giant man fishman, who is the ball for the other team. And then someone in the audience just goes, "It's gonna be a ball man fight." And
kudos to the fucking. Did we mention the announcer? I feel like we brushed over it. Hold on. Idamamizu.
Yeah, we mentioned his bird.
Idamamizu. He's flying around on
Chirp.
Chirp, and he's just like, he looks like Earthworm Jim. And this dude is fucking chewing up the scenery.
He is working.
I wish this guy was in every episode,
just commentating every episode of One Piece.
It would be great.
Hell yeah. So Sanji tries to attack Big Pan, but he's slimy. He's got slimy skin.
Yeah, he's a loach fish Wotan.
Yep.
Wotan.
I wrote the note. Chopper looks so fucking cool with that mask and his hat.
Yeah, I think we forgot in the last episode after the man up speech that Zoro gives.
Yeah.
Chopper's just like, "Boil me, roast me up. I don't care, you bastards." It's just real good. I like Tough Guy Chopper.
I was half expecting this Davy Back game to literally just be like, just immediate, like they're building it up so much, and then Zoro and Sanji just like immediately fucking wipe the floor with.
That would have been very funny.
Yeah.
I half expect them to like lose outright all these games and then just beat up the other pirates.
Yeah.
And take their crew back.
I mean,
because I feel like that's also a viable method for getting a crew.
Yeah. They both get, Sanji and Zoro both get kind of like beat on for a little bit, but then Zoro ends up like throwing a dude.
Zoro big swings pickle.
Yep.
I wanted to say that sentence.
Big swing pickle.
Zoro big swings pickle and Sanji kicks Hamburg.
Yep. And then close up on Foxy's face is like a giant snot drips out of it.
Oh yeah, for a while.
Yeah, a while.
it's like a zoom in, and then it's like and then it zooms in again and keeps going.
Yep.
Usopp is on the sideline coaching them, telling them what to do.
Yeah.
He's doing a real Ted Lasso, which is a reference I don't get, but I know Ted Lasso is a show that people like.
Historian and I have been watching Ted Lasso. It's pretty good. It's a good time.
Is Ted Lasso a lot like Usopp?
Way more positive.
Way more positive. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Usopp's wife also left him because she wanted to have sex with Harry Styles.
Is that the plot of Ted Lasso?
Isn't Jason Sudeikis married to Olivia Wilde?
Maybe.
Oh, historian.
I don't care
Did I just
enough
make this
about
up?
the personal lives of celebrities to know. I think
I'm
that sounds
90% sure you fuckers explained this to me during the whole "Don't worry, darling" thing.
No, that wouldn't have been us. That would have been friend of the show. I don't think she
Roanoke
has a
Rachel.
name. Roanoke. Oh,
Roanoke,
okay,
yeah.
Roanoke Rachel. That would have been her. She is my source of knowledge for all of these things. I think that's right. I just remember seeing some article headline about Jason Sudeikis laying in front of a car to stop Olivia Wilde from delivering a salad to Harry Styles with special salad dressing on it. And at that point, I stopped trying to
That's
understand.
hilarious. That's funny.
Famous
Whatever. Anyway, we get some fun shots of Zoro and Sanji yelling at each other, where like their heads are really small, but then their heads get really big, and then Sanji's head's really
they
small.
get
and
very
his head is
anime
really big.
here.
It's very fun. Then Sanji gets a yellow card for whipping his shoe at the ref's head, and showing off them toes.
Dogs.
Them
Not wearing any
dogs.
socks.
No,
Sanji's not rocking socks. Those are gonna be some rank
that's why he got the yellow card.
foot hats.
Zoro and Sanji.
I liked Sanji just casually tossing out. He's like, "We're gonna get Julianed by these guys."
Yeah,
It's like that's a little like chef term. He's just tossing in there.
the both of them run for Big Man, and then Zoro slides, and then Sanji gets slapped the fuck up.
This is where the pose of love was. I fucked up.
Yeah, that's fine.
I fucked up so bad. I'm sorry, everybody.
All the
I
Foxy
know you expect
team,
more of me.
all the Foxy teams start using weapons, and then the referee is on the sidelines just like looking away,
Stretching.
and like anytime something happens, like the Foxy team keeps using more weapons, and the ref keeps like stretching or looking away and stuff, and the announcer just keeps being like, "You can't see everything. Like, there's no way you can see everything.
It happens.
It happens."
Big Pan catches Zoro and Sanji in a slime roller coaster attack.
Yep.
And then launches them, and Zoro gets hamburger hammered.
Fucking
and then Sanji gets fucked up too.
the hamburger hammer is hamburger gets launched into the air, and then he's like head down, fucking crotch up, and then Big Pan just like fucking volleyball spikes Hamburg's crotch, sending him fucking elbow down into Zoro, and I was like, man, that must have fucking hurt. It's so
He's got
fucking
a surprisingly gentle touch.
funny. Yeah.
We don't know what species Hamburg is.
We don't. We
don't know if he's a man.
We
I
don't.
assume he's like those two guys who are human but also definitely monkeys.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably sea monkeys.
Um,
Sanji and Zoro beat the fuck up so much that I wrote Sanji and Zoro are beat up so fucking much that they're gonna work together.
Yeah. So I think Zoro proposes it. He's like, "Let's work together for 10 seconds." And
Yeah,
Sanji's like, "Just 10 seconds."
No longer. And that's the end of the episode.
And then we're on to episode 212, aka Hamburgling a Victory.
Nice.
Is that, I don't know if that's anything. I'm not really. The next one's better. The next one's, I forgot a background MVP. It's Chopper.
It's Chopper.
That's fine.
Zoro and Sanji are up, and then the announcer said something really weird. He said the word fight, but he said it really strange, and I took a note where he was like, "Do they have enough strength left to fight?" And I thought,
Sorry.
I thought it was very.
I have a background MVP for this one.
Yes,
and it's Foxy Pirate Hitler, and the runner-up is Panda Man.
Panda Man's there.
Panda Man's in the background.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like he got Buffer too.
Hell yeah, Panda
Man got recruited by. But I'll send you guys, and then I'll send it in the Discord later.
Hell yeah.
Foxy Pirate Hitler. Anyway, yeah, he says fight weird.
Yeah. He goes, fight! And then the Foxy team, they are like, do the monster burger. So then they start all pulling weapons out of their pants. Big Pan has a big pan. Hamburger has
two
baseball bats to bash the meat. And then Pickles has two swords to slice, some might say.
I wrote the note.
Yes.
I wrote the note. There's no rule saying you can't beat up the ref if you're not in the game.
Yeah, I feel like
Luffy
could
have beat him up.
Yeah, Luffy could have just beat him the fuck up, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Ref can't catch everything.
He can't catch everything.
Sanji ends up doing I'm going to pronounce this really bad. He says a tresemme hachi.
He does a bunch of. I'm never writing down.
And then
Sanji's move.
Buketeri shoot. And then Hamburg gets smooshed. And then Zoro does a no sword style on Tatsumaki, and sends Pickles at Big Pan, cutting Big Pan's chest. And then Big Pan starts to fall over, and then Sanji kicks him back up onto his feet.
Oh yeah, was this there's something, the bad manner kick course? Is that what that series of kicks was?
Yeah.
Okay. He kicks Pickles into the ref.
Yes. And then Zoro, yeah.
Before that, Nami had he tries to pull out a red card. The ref does, but Nami had switched out the card with a love letter that Sanji wrote to her.
Yes. And Robin goes, "Ooh, you naughty girl."
Oh, you're so naughty. Did you say all that and I wasn't listening?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure. Sometimes somebody will tell me a joke and I won't be paying attention, and then I'll be like, I want to hear a funny joke, and I'll tell them the joke they said to me.
It's just as fun. It's like it's like that's like on my 21st birthday. My roommates gifted me my birthday gift when they had to carry me back after I was at a bar for 10 minutes. I got kicked out of the bar, and then because I threw up, and then I got brought home, and then my roommates gifted me my birthday present, and then I woke up the next morning. And they're like, "Hey, are you going to play?" They got me a video game. They're like, "Are you going to play your birthday present?" And I was like, "What birthday present?" So then they got to give me my birthday present a second time. And I was just as excited the second time. It's like the same thing. You experienced the joke twice.
It's incredible. I think I just punched my microphone.
Oh, no.
Wonderful. Remember, sometimes being an idiot really pays off.
Exactly. That's most of my life.
I think you were saying Sanji launches Zoro into Pan.
Sanji and Zoro fucking throw Pan into the fucking groggy ring. Knock a Pan
like
down.
a fastball special type deal.
Fucking Straw Hats win. Straw Hats win.
Zoro's just Wolverine.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, Luffy is tasked with the choice of who to choose to join the Straw Hat crew, and he's like, "It's obvious, isn't it?"
Well, they go for a whole thing. Nami's like, "You should take their captain," and then that way, like, he'll probably try to screw it the next game. And the Foxy Pirates are not having it. They're like, "Oh my god, peanut players, peanuts, peanut
strategy."
They all start hazing them because it's like that's just the cheapest thing you can do is take the other team's captain.
Yeah.
And then Nami's just like, why are they being so mean?
Yeah. Also, like, every single fucking member of their crew has an internal monologue being like, "Oh, are they going to choose me? I think they're going to choose me."
This is where we see Pirate Hitler, but they're all just like, "Oh, clearly I'm the choice, but can I say goodbye to my friends?
Yeah.
Am I ready to leave?"
Yeah.
Like, that's my point. Is I think they're all clearly happy where they are.
Yeah.
But they understand the rules. Also, Zoro is on their side with all this. He's like, "I don't know, Nami's kind of a bitch move."
Yeah.
Like, oh, what?
So they keep going back and forth about it, and then Robin says, like, "Well, that would mean that Foxy's a part of our crew now." And then everyone immediately is like, "Yeah, I'll pass. No, thanks."
Yeah, no.
So then Luffy's like, "All right, here we go," and he chooses Shelly the Long Horse.
Mm-hmm.
Not Chopper. Not bringing Chopper back to the crew. He chooses Shelly the Horse.
And the old man's happy about it, and Chopper just toughs it out.
Yep. They reassure Chopper they'll get him. That's the end of the episode.
And then we're on to episode 213. AKA run, roller around. I run, roller around. How's it going?
That's good. I like that one.
The background MVP for this one is Chopper.
Hell yeah. Tanjit gets snacks for the Straw Hats.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Foxy's crew's building the roller derby track.
Chopper is being fucking paraded around like a princess. Like, like he's the prize. Yeah. The Foxy Pirates are building... Oh, right. I wrote they're building something, but it turned out to be a roller derby.
Yeah.
And then I learned...
Yes.
I thought these were always called pennies. They're putting the things on the little uniforms.
Yeah.
They're pennies.
Yeah, pennies. Yeah, pennies.
I thought it was always pennies, and nobody ever corrected
Oh, sorry. Me. Did we talk about pennies?
We have, and I think I called them pennies then.
Oh, I just thought that was how your mouth worked.
Yeah, no, that's fair. We're from New England. We say lots of things wrong.
That's I always say I don't know if this is a New England thing, but I the word forward.
Mm-hmm.
I always say forward. I don't say.
I say it. How do I say it? Forward.
Oh, you say the R. Interesting. I say forward.
Yeah. I don't know what that means for
rhyme
reason.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people who listen to this who aren't from New England.
Yeah.
There's a town in Massachusetts called Worcester.
Yeah, Worcester.
Right?
Worcester.
Which sounds like it's Wooster. No, it's Worcester.
Yeah.
It looks like Worcester, but it's Worcester.
There's also a town called it's spelled Billerica, and some might think, oh, it would be pronounced Billerica, but no, it's Billerica.
It's Billerica. Oh. It's
Billerica.
insane. We're
Anyway.
crazy people.
Should we have an episode of the podcast where we rate pronunciations?
There's
of
Quincy, but if you say Quincy, you're fucked up. It's Quincy.
Quincy? Yeah.
Is it with a Z? It's not Quincy.
Excuse me. Anyway,
Bless you.
there's a
Roller derby.
There's a cheetah person on Foxy's roller derby team named Chickachita, which I thought was a really great name and a good reference to an ABBA song.
Chickatita is very good.
Yes.
I hope he goes up and just smells Luffy for a really long time, and Luffy is reasonably upset about it. I hope that's never explained other than the fact that Luffy just ate a kiwi.
I want it explained so badly because he
don't want to know.
doesn't talk at all. He doesn't do anything else. It's just like an extended smelling scene. I don't like it
It's
at
like
all.
those moments where it's like, that was just realistic for the sake of it, where somebody might do that to you in real life and you'll never know why.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
There's no fucking way we see Chickachita again ever after these episodes.
I disagree.
Which is a shame because he clearly ate a devil fruit, right? Like, this fucking dude is taking up a devil fruit slot. I mean, there's a limited amount. He got the Zoan.
He took the ABBA fruit.
Can
only maybe that's why he doesn't talk, because he can only sing ABBA songs.
Take a chance.
Anyway,
so they're playing roller derby. So there's a point getter who gets like a 20-second. They get to go for 20 seconds, and the rest of the defenders coming up.
Fucking roller
They have
derby.
to just be in the lead after 5 minutes.
Yeah, roller derby.
The
Straw Hat Dangers.
Straw Hat Dangers versus the Foxy Devils.
Yep.
So the Straw Hats are, was it Usopp?
Usopp, Nami, Robin, Luffy. Usopp, Nami, Robin, Luffy, and Luffy.
I think that's it, because they're down a person.
Yes, they're down a person. Yes, correct.
Yeah. And then the Foxy Devils are Portia, Chickachita, Mashikaku, Juba, and Guerrerin. And I wrote a Juggalo, a Cheetah Man, Big, and 2 Fishmen.
Nice. I'm really impressed with the names you've been writing down. I feel like normally you're the one who couldn't be fucking tasked
because
with learning
Matt,
names.
I fucking love these guys. I am so into the Foxy Pirates in a way that half the fuckers we saw in Alabasta couldn't give a shit about. Pretty much everyone in Skypiea.
Those poor Shandorians. All those poor Shandorians couldn't care to learn a single Shandorian name.
What the fuck was the main dude's name?
Wiper.
Wiper.
You couldn't even care to learn their names, and now you're like, oh my god,
shit.
Every single one of these fucking Foxy Pirates.
Give me like 50 episodes, I'm gonna be like, man, I miss Chickachita.
Do you remember Pickles?
They're
the tackle
so
monster?
good. They're so good. Mashikaku, the weird tank man. What's going on there? I got questions.
Anyway,
yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Zoro's the fucking manager for the Straw Hats.
I was more excited to see Bellamy than I was anytime Enru showed up. I think Bellamy's a better villain than Enru.
Yeah.
Putting it up there. Foxy's still the best.
Yep. Sanji's being the coach for the Straw Hats. Zoro's the manager. They're both mad about it. Luffy's like, please let me be the point scorer for the 1st and the 5th rounds. And they're like,
yeah, he's like, I got so much energy, I can do this.
Yep.
And so Sanji does. And Foxy's really struggling emotionally as everybody talks shit about him. I did write the note, he should hang out with Buggy.
Maybe he will.
I want these two, Historian
Yeah.
Will you just shatter my dreams? Does Foxy come back and get to hang out with Buggy?
From my memory, I do not have a memory of Foxy returning
Damn it. Oh,
after the next, series of episodes.
Okay.
Wait, series of episodes like the rest
like
of
this
this arc or like Water 7?
I'm not saying anything more.
Foxy joint.
The best. Okay, could you imagine?
It was funny. Do you remember how episode 213 ended with like bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum, and it just said Foxy will return in the next 2 episodes?
I hope we get at some point, because I feel like we got like what did I say? 73 episodes was the last time we saw Buggy.
I mean,
would it be so fucking cool if like Buggy's crew just turned into like Buggy, Alvita, Bon Clay, fucking
Oh my god, Foxy shows
fucking
up. Like, it's
Foxy's
just
there.
like
It's like all the weird looking motherfuckers are all just like, here we are.
Oh my god,
I
what if
feel-
like in
oh no. Oh no.
episode like 1500
Oh no.
they're just like, we're almost here, the One Piece is right there, and then like you hear like just like fucking like knife goes next to like Luffy's head, and he's like, what? And then fucking Buggy's like, I challenge you to the Davy back game. And they've just been training a hard fucking core for like really specific sporting events.
It's like that scene in the Endgame Avengers movie where it's like all of the Avengers coming out, but instead it's Buggy coming out of the portals with like every villain they've ever fought.
I had to hunt down a guy who ate the portal fruit for this.
God, you guys just said so many things that I can't even begin to explain what was right and what was not right. But I feel like I need to crush your dreams a little bit here, because you did ask for me to crush your dreams. So Foxy is seen outside of this immediate arc, yes, because we are in the Long Ring, Longland Island. But I think I already told you guys this. Before Water 7, you have this, and then you have 2 more very small filler arcs. And the name of the second one is just called Foxy's Return.
Let's fucking go.
So
Good.
yes, he does
Thank God.
come back. No, not to the extent I think you want, Mike.
Foxy's gonna fucking die in that episode.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, fucking
Luffy can't
Luffy
skate.
can't skate.
Luffy can't skate.
But he does have skate sandals.
He has skate sandals, but he can't skate, and everyone's like, "Fuck, he's supposed to score points the 1st and 5th rounds." Shit.
Yeah. Portia takes the lead immediately.
Yep.
And wins.
Yep.
Because Luffy can't skate.
Well, but first, I mean, you're jumping right over. Luffy falls down.
Sorry. I was jumping. Yeah.
And then the big man, whatever his fucking name is, the
Mashikaku.
yeah, he falls down on Luffy, but then Luffy gum balloons.
Please, Matt. The wall himself,
Whatever.
the instrument of resistance, the immovable object of Mashikaku, and you're just fucking stepping right over that like he's some schlub, like he's
Chaka. Luffy,
yeah, like he's Chaka, a real pushover.
like he's Loki of the Shandorians.
Which one was that?
That was the woman, Loki.
Oh yeah.
She gets blasted by Enero. Come on now.
Yeah, she died that one time.
Yeah, but then she woke up. It was fine. Anyway,
fucking
Luffy's big gum ballooned, and then he knocks the big dude back off
I will
of
fight
him.
any One Piece fan in a fucking gas station parking lot, bare fists, if they think Eneru is a better villain than Foxy. I don't give a shit. I'll fight any of you.
I will pay. I will Venmo whoever that person is 69 cents to have that fight with Mike.
Bring it on, because you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. You don't understand how narrative works or storytelling if you think that's true.
Anyway, Luffy gum balloons and Nami skates over and kicks him, and they're like, "This is how we're gonna win the race." And then Robin trained to Fleur is like a fucking like pathway full of arms to just like whip Luffy along.
I feel like she could have just held Portia down.
Probably could have done that too. But anyway, it doesn't work. Portia wins.
Any number of things.
Portia wins because a fishman whips out a sword out of his arm, grows a sword, and just shoves Luffy into the audience.
But it was a dull sword.
Yes, of course.
I don't know if that was Girurin or Jubei.
I don't care.
I don't know why. Hey, this is the first time we've seen fishmen since Arlong Park.
It's true.
These are the first other fishmen we've seen. So we've got fishmen who are, all things considered, not like crazy evil bastards. They're just, they like yard games.
These fishmen are on Foxy's crew. Perhaps there's going to be another. Maybe there's a different crew of fishmen we encounter. Because wasn't Arlong pirates? They like defected from a crew of fishermen.
Yeah,
right?
they left the Grand Line.
Yeah,
because they're the lamest fishermen.
I doubt it was the Foxy crew that Arlong was hanging
what
out
if
with.
it was? What if Arlong was so embarrassed because he lost Davy Bag games to Foxy that he's just like, I can't fucking go back to the Grand Line ever now. Like,
I lost to that motherfucker, and he's like, "Oh, it's a me, Foxy. Stop!
your nose is like a mine.
We both got it's pointy noses. Wow!
You
So
want to play
exciting.
game? You want to play game with him, Foxy?
Anyway,
look at the curves of my lips. Oh.
the Straw Hats. The Straw Hats lose their first round, so then that means that Nami, Usopp, and Robin are going to have to win their rounds because Luffy's not going to be able to do his fifth round because he can't skate. It's Nami versus Big Man, whatever the fuck his name is, Machikaku or whatever.
Mashikaku.
Nami starts skating around, but then Portia is on top of Machikaku's shoulders.
Nami's about to like lap him.
Yeah, but then Portia
She
does some hypnosis.
She does like a flower hypnosis, and everybody falls asleep.
Yep.
Except for Tony Chopper.
Yep.
Who yells at Nami to wake up, but it's too late.
Straw Hats lose the second round.
And then we get Usopp versus Chikachita. Usopp immediately gets lapped.
But then...
And nobody cares about the match. Everyone is fucking shocked when what happens?
Everyone in the crowd is like, oh! And then we pan and we see Luffy, and he's standing upright on his skates, and he's like,
earlier in this, Zoro is giving Luffy advice on how to skate. And I think Luffy says like, oh, I didn't know you knew how to skate. And Zoro just goes, I don't. I've just been watching other people.
But everyone in the crowd is like, we don't care about this anymore. Look, the rubber guy can skate.
I know. They're all so pumped. I really appreciate that the Foxy Pirates are not like, they're in it for the games.
Yeah.
They want the sport of it. They're so excited about the thrill of the games.
Yeah. They want a good story. They don't care about
who wins or who dies.
Excuse me, I just burped a bunch. I apologize.
So we got the next 6 episodes. Was that 214 and 220?
Yes.
Oh, that's the end of episode 213. If you guys couldn't figure that out,
and that's the end of the episodes we watched for today's podcast.
Hey, Matt, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you sing happy birthday really quick?
To who?
Well, today's May 23rd.
Yes.
And in the world of One Piece, it is your favorite Fishman Pirate's birthday. It's Chu's birthday. It's Big Lips Phil's birthday.
Big Lips Phil's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Big Lips Phil. Happy birthday to you. And many
How old is you
now?
I've been trying to keep track of the days we record and if it lines up with anyone's birthday that you know, and this is like the first time it's actually been someone who I can confidently be like, oh, this is good, they know who this is.
I hope Chicky Cheetah's on a Tuesday.
Hell yeah. I Oh, this is great. I can't wait until we're watching the live action One Piece show and we get to Arlong Park. I'm going to spam the internet and I'm going to ask you all. I'm going to weaponize our Fun Piece fan base and say we all need to tweet, Instagram, comment, whatever the fuck. We need to spam One Piece Netflix account and be like, look at Big Lips Phil. Even though that's not his name, but we all need to just come together as a fan base and bring Big Lips Phil to life. Please, thank you.
We do.
Anyway,
does the live action go to Arlong Park?
Live action is all of the fucking East Blue.
It's supposed to cover
It's
all of
East Blue? Okay.
The first season is supposed to be all of East Blue, which is crazy.
Stumpy.
Cool. We're gonna see all of like some of the best villains until Foxy. That's good.
And the worst villain of all time.
Yeah, we'll ignore that. It's, you gotta have the lowest lows with some of the highest highs.
It's true.
You gotta have a Clawhador when you have the ace in your sleeve that is Don Creek.
I just realized we're gonna have Buggy. We're gonna have live action Buggy. I'm gonna lose my shit. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be great.
Right. We're pushing 2 hours.
Yeah,
we've talked more about Foxy and his games than in a room.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Should we play the? Do we have the game?
We do have the game.
All right, and we have 3 transponder snails.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Okay, the game. Here comes
what
the game.
Jesus shit? What is going on
What
with
the
Zorro?
fuck is that? It's like a
what
whirlwind.
is this? What is this picture of from Samurai Jack that you just sent?
Oh my god. So we were sent. If you're a part of our Discord, I believe you can see the game.
Yeah, they can see the game, but I believe we are the only ones able to post.
We are looking at like a weird shadowy tornado of Zorro. It's all green. He's got a glowing red eye.
Look at his titties in this.
His big titties.
750.
I'm gonna say.
What'd you say, Mike?
You said
750.
750. Okay.
I'm gonna say 715.
Okay. Mike takes it for this one. Actually, it was enough to go that much over.
Damn it.
This was from this week's episode of One Piece. This is episode 1062.
The highest
Holy
rated
shit.
One Piece episode?
Yeah, this is from the highest rated.
I noticed that Zoro only has one eye glowing, and I know he has a closed, like, scarred eye later on.
Interesting.
Deduction.
Interesting.
And I know his titties ain't that big yet.
Some big titties.
He's gotta earn those titties in the time skip.
Should we jump right into transponder snails?
Yeah, we're
from
we got
friends
our
like
first one
you,
here.
from listeners, from listening motherfuckers like you.
First one here is from friend of the show, Ben Tenaru.
Tenaru.
Everybody's a friend of the show if you haven't figured it out.
Yes.
Hey, Matt and Mike. I have to say I'm a little sad that the Katana Devil lost, even though I know he would. I'm sad because now he won't face Zoro. Anyways, the battle y'all chose, sorry for this one, Deku versus Dio. Sorry, oh my god, why did I mess that name up? Dio. Deku versus Dio. Also, what are you excited for the most in One Piece? Sincerely, Ben Tenaru. Bonus battle, Zoro versus Katana Devil. We'll just say Zoro for that one first of all, right?
Yeah, I was going to say Zoro would be like, great, another sword for me to use.
Yeah, Zoro would just take the Katana Devil's arms and use them as his own swords.
I don't know how tough Deku gets. I watched some of My Hero Academia, but fell off of it.
Can I pitch my case for Dio?
You absolutely.
I mean, I'm gonna say Dio. So go for it.
I'm saying Dio because so Deku's whole thing is one for all. I've watched enough My Hero. I can bullshit my way through this argument. His power is one for all. Like, his thing is truly just the power of goodness and kindness and friendship in the world. And if there's one villain you cannot morally change or get the high ground on, it's Dio.
No, yeah, Dio's an absolute conniving piece of shit.
You cannot Steven Universe power of love Dio into...
The nicest people in the world, the like OG Joestar family, take him in and give him the best life ever, and he still becomes like a fucking He puts a dog in an oven. Matt, Dio puts a dog in it. You've
Ronnie
seen
James Dio
puts a dog in an oven.
I remember very specifically because Mike, you're like, hey, watch this anime JoJo. I'm like, oh, I've seen a lot about that. I should watch that. And I watched like the first 6 episodes on a plane ride with Matt. Matt was watching I think The Greatest Showman at the time. And I was watching like the first 6 episodes of JoJo on a plane next to someone, and it was just like horrible combat and a dog getting put in a fire, and I'm like, how do I hold my phone in a way that no one can see what the fuck I'm
First part JoJo part 1 is foundational, but you're just like, I feel like I have to watch this to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the barrier to entry.
I have no opinion.
Dio would take that.
I have no opinion of Deku or Dio, but I guess I would choose Ronnie James Dio.
I mean, Deku couldn't beat Jotaro, so I don't think he's going to beat Dio. Jotaro Kujo, he's 17, I think, and 6'5", and knows chemistry, and eventually, through sheer willpower, decides he can stop time just like Dio can.
Nice.
That's Dio's power once he gets a stand. But otherwise, he's a vampire and he sticks his fingers in your neck.
Nice.
But they beheaded him in part 1, and then he put his head onto the body of his adoptive brother, Jonathan Joestar.
Nice.
Fuck.
And then he gets his body and gets a stand because Jonathan would have had one.
Nice.
But because Jotaro is a descendant of Jonathan, he gets a stand ability that's similar, and his grandfather is Joseph Joestar. Nice. And he says, "Oh my god," a lot. And then there's one episode where a lady has magnet powers, and he makes him gay kiss a guy.
Whoa.
And I just explained all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I just knocked over.
What am I most looking forward to in One Piece? I'm excited to find out what the fuck is going on. I feel
who the fuck Frankie is?
Who the fuck is
I want to know who the fuck.
Well, yes, who the fuck is Frankie?
Do you think we meet him soon, or do you think it's like a lead on and it's still like 200 episodes?
I think it's within the next 100 episodes, because I feel like
really?
Well, because they keep talking about a shipwright. They've mentioned it at least twice now, and like they mentioned a doctor a few times, and then like 40 episodes later they got Chopper. So like I assume we're gonna get a shipwright within the next 100 episodes. I'm assuming he's the shipwright because he's a big beefy boy. No offense to any other member of the crew.
I think that's fair.
I'm excited to learn what the fuck is going on, because I feel like they've had one-off episode where we meet like fucking Don Quixote Doflamingo and whatever that other big fucking dude's name is.
They're like leading into big things.
Yeah. Kuma? Yeah, Kuma, and then like the whole deal with like Shanks was like going to meet, or like some flame-haired, red-haired dude was meeting with Shanks. I don't know. Or like, no, that dude was meeting with Whitebeard. We saw Whitebeard for like a second, and then everyone kept talking about Shanks. So like, I feel like they're setting up something to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. Probably like 400 episodes from now. But anyway. I'm excited to learn
eventually.
I'm excited to learn.
Yeah.
Our next transponder snail. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
This one's all you, man.
It says it's from friend of the show, Lloyd Sheffield. Matt, can you please
titled Story Time with Matt.
It says, Matt, can you please recount your experience watching Man of Steel 2013? I feel like we talked about this on the podcast.
I think you did
we
talk
just
about
talked about this.
I was at a drive-in movie theater. Man of Steel was the first movie of a double feature. I don't remember what the second movie was because I was so mad. It was a fine movie. I enjoyed the movie.
Was it?
It was fine. It was like
the only part of that movie I've seen is, I think, Superman looking aghast as his father died in a tornado or something.
Yes, that was the first part where I was like, what the fuck is this? But I was like, I'm willing to give it a chance. But then spoilers, everyone. Superman fucking kills Zod at the end, breaks his neck.
What?
Sorry, spoilers. Yeah. Superman literally kills Zod. and by breaking his neck, and then like
I think we've established we're pro Superman on this podcast.
I love Superman. I think he's great. I think he's good in the way that when he is written and he's not just like a fucking like.
There's no bad characters. There's only bad writers.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But like it was like I read some shit, but I remember standing up in the fucking parking lot of the drive-in movie theater and shouting no. And then my friends I was with, like, I was just like, what the fuck was that? And everyone's like, shit the fuck down, Matt. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I was so mad. And I understand like I guess I can understand the reasoning by goddamn fucking Christopher Nolan, where he's like, fucking, right? It was Christopher Nolan? Or no?
It sounds like the kind of shit he would do.
Whoever the fuck it was. But fucking Zack Snyder. Shut the fuck up.
Same thing.
Anyway,
listen, hey, you want me to get people to hate me?
No.
Same fucking thing.
But it was literally, they were just like, oh, but like he has to have a reason why he can't kill people, or like he won't kill people is because he did it once and never again. And I was like, no, he just doesn't kill people because killing people is wrong, and that's how he was raised.
It's because he's inherently
by his parents.
One of his core powers too is that he's empathetic.
Yeah, that's like
he feels what other people feel,
and like his dad dying by a tornado completely devoids him of the fact of like, it's like, no, he didn't save his father when he could have, but it's like, no, his father's supposed to die by goddamn fucking cancer or disease. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, the thing you can't beat the shit out of. You can
beat
punch
it.
a tornado.
Yeah, you can punch a tornado. He can't punch cancer. Anyway, comic books. I don't know why you wanted me to talk about that, Lloyd Sheffield.
We'll get into it.
But anyway, here we
That's
are.
Fine. I'm so exhausted by the like the retreading of evil Superman that we've been getting lately.
You know who's a great Superman? Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious movies.
Add it to the bingo board. Next transponder snail is what would you do? From friend of the show Casey. So far in One Piece, I don't know if you both commented on this, but we've seen how different people handle the Straw Hat shenanigans, specifically people who join up / interact with the crew at different intervals. But we all know that at some point those folks find a way to deal with their shit, especially Luffy the way he is. The real question is, if you met up with and briefly joined with the Straw Hats, what would your coping mechanism be for their antics? Galaxy technically came up with this in a side discussion we had, so if they already asked it, then you can ignore the question. Friend of the show Casey, I don't think I was supposed to read that part. Yes, hell yeah, loving the jump onto the Usopp stand train. Usopp's great. Usopp is great. He's going to become the Batman, where he's going to be like, I've come up with a plan for how to kill every single one of you if you turn evil. But he's going to be bad
What
at
would be my coping mechanism for dealing with the Straw Hats?
I think I just hang out with Usopp and Chopper a lot.
Yeah. Just like be like, hey, we're just a couple of regular guys.
I'd hang out with Nami. Nami seems fine.
She would not allow you to hang out with her.
Then I'd tell her to fuck off. Like I would do what Usopp does. Like I love that Usopp, like she's like riding her fucking high horse, and then Usopp's like, "You're not big shit. What are you talking about?" Yeah. And then she gets angry at him. Or I would hang out with Robin, because then I could just quietly coexist with somebody who's around my age. Instead of a bunch of teenagers.
I was gonna say that. I was like, I would probably just like every time Robin finished a book, I'd be like, hey, can I read that? And then I'd just sit next to Robin and read, or I'd just drink with Zoro, or both.
Try to just tie everyone together and be like, listen, no, we all stay together. Luffy, don't do anything, because there's going to be a big bad guy. If you just punch him real quick, you miss a whole arc.
Maybe.
Do you think you could outdrink Zoro?
No, God, no. I would fucking die. I don't think I would want to like heavily drink like Zoro does. I would like have a beverage with him.
That's true.
If
Zoro were a real person.
Night, please.
What?
We're not going to bottle whiskey night, please.
No, thank you. We're not gonna bring any of that up. Nope. Bottle whiskey nights, bad time.
If Zoro were a real person, I would have to help him find some AA meetings. That's my job.
Just run the support groups on the ship. So
Yeah,
every
I would just
This crew is missing a therapist.
yeah, you should be like, all right, so now we're gonna talk about this.
oh, yeah, maybe I just spend the whole time trying to get Sanji and Zoro to get their fucking shit together.
Conflict resolution.
Yeah. That would be entertaining at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Have I ever told you guys my ideal situation for like a reality show that I would love to be on? I'm not like a therapist at all. But I would love to be on a show that's like Jersey Shore, where people are like constantly in conflict and making arbitrary conflict. And then you just have like me or like one other person, just one normal human being like, hey, maybe we don't do this. And then it's just really about that person trying to survive in a house full of crazies, which is basically what this question is asking. The answer is I would jump ship to the first island. I don't think I could handle the Straw Hats for an extended period. I don't know how Usopp does it.
I would probably just hide.
Just fix stuff. Just keep busy.
Yeah, just hide in like the hull of the ship. Just be like, I'm just working a lot down here, everybody. Just got a lot to do down here.
Figure out what keeps Sanji so limber. I don't. Who knows? All right, we should wrap it there. So next week we're gonna be watching episodes 214 to 219.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see the rest of the Davy Back games.
Woo!
And then we're gonna say goodbye to Foxy for a little bit, and then apparently he's gonna come back.
Goodbye, Foxy Cleopatra. I know that's not
I think
his
I
name.
had a thing I was doing. What was my bit from the last episode about ending it? I already forgot.
You ask one of us what we think the One Piece is.
Oh, that's it. That's a good bit. I'm glad I came up with it. Hey guys, what do you think the One Piece is?
It's whatever is at the end of Foxy's stick in his pants.
I have the One Piece right here.
I've had it the whole time.
Oh, good night.
Bye.